Theories are going around online about how 6ix9ine may have had something to do with the passing of King Von. We need to talk about this, so let's get straight into it. To understand how 6ix9ine may have had a part in King Von's passing, you need to understand how his passing happened. Now the day starts in Atlanta. Atlanta is home of the best recording studios, the best way to record with other rappers to get features done. To simplify it, it's the rap mecca of the entire world. Most rappers are from there, and they're currently living there. Now, King Von was out in Atlanta on November 6th, celebrating the release of his new album, Welcome to O Block. At the album release party, he had select few friends, family members, and business partners, all at a late night club. King Von and his boys rented out an Airbnb in Atlanta for the night, as they were planning on hitting a late night studio session and needed a place to crash. While at the album release party, it was said by many people there, including King Von's manager, that King Von was not acting like himself on that night. He was acting very strange and he was staring at his phone a lot. Now this could have been due to the fact that he got word mid-party that Quando Rondo was at a different club nearby. King Von and Quando Rondo have been having beef on the side away from social media, as both of them have been messing around with each other's ex-girlfriends. Now at the end of the celebration party, King Von heads into his SUV with his driver and one other person. Usually King Von rolls with 3 security guards as well as the boys from O Block, but tonight it was a different story. After the celebration party, they all started driving towards the Airbnb to pack up for the studio. Halfway to the Airbnb, King Von tells his driver of his vehicle to turn around and go to a lounge called Monaco. At this lounge, this is where Quando Rondo just so happened to be. Rondo was in the parking lot taking a nap inside of his McLaren. It's still unconfirmed whether this was just a coincidence of them meeting up at this lounge, but I don't believe it was. While heading to this lounge, King Von and the man in the vehicle with him did not alert the other people driving to the Airbnb that they were heading to this lounge. This was until they arrived to the lounge and King Von then sat in his SUV for around 20 to 30 minutes. King Von the entire time was not saying a word, he was just on his phone. That's when the man in the vehicle with King Von got very concerned. He quickly alerted all of the people at the Airbnb that King Von was at this lounge called Monaco. He was acting very strange and they needed to rush over immediately. And obviously, that's exactly what they did. One of King Von's boys then scouted out Quando Rondo. This is when on surveillance footage, you can see King Von hopping out of his SUV, then walking into the middle of this street where a white SUV had Quando Rondo standing beside. King Von and his crew then started swarming Rondo in the middle of the street. A brawl then eventually broke out. King Von and Quando Rondo were going at it in the middle of the street. No firearms being used or anything. That was until Quando Rondo's best friend Lil Tim hops out of that parked white SUV with a firearm and starts using it to defend Rondo in the brawl. With the sound of firearms being used in the area, there was undercover cops parked straight down the street. They then started creeping up to the location and started lighting up the area. It was described from people that were there as a war zone going on in the middle of the streets. There was firearms being used from all over the place, people were running behind cars, ducking for cover, and while this was all going down, King Von and Quando Rondo were still out in the middle of the street. This was until King Von's best friend Muwop then runs over to Von, knocks Quando Rondo out of the way, and grabs Von. Muwop helped him get into the getaway vehicle, and they started driving off to the nearest hospital. Sadly, in the getaway vehicle, they didn't get to the hospital fast enough, which sadly had King Von pass in the process. It was such an unfortunate event, and one that definitely could have been avoided. But as said by King Von's own manager, who was with him the night that Von passed, he said that Von was being Von. If he ever had an issue with someone, he deals with it. He doesn't just sit around and let things blow over, and he definitely doesn't deal with things over the internet. Now, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he used King Von's passing as a way to get his way back into the industry. It's no secret that 6IX9INE's main marketing tactic is to use either a rapper's passing or starting online beefs with rappers to get his name trending. Once his name is trending, he will then drop music, and he just recycles the same marketing tactic. Now, if you know anything about marketing, it's very obvious on what he does, but around the time that King Von sadly passed, Tekashi 6IX9INE, he did a lot. 6IX9INE posted a photo to his Instagram account of him wearing King Von's face on a t-shirt. He added a caption to that photo saying, and I quote, "He really thought y'all loved him. He believed y'all. If he ain't slide for his brother who got hit in his head, then you thought different." He then added several laughing emojis, and this was definitely pointed towards Lil Durk for not doing anything to defend King Von. 2 weeks later, after this was posted on Instagram, 6IX9INE then released his new song Zaza, as his name was trending worldwide for dissing King Von and Lil Durk. Then what do you know, the song hits 50 million views on YouTube in almost 2 weeks. After releasing his song, 6IX9INE has then disappeared, and we haven't really heard much of him since. People believe that this is 6IX9INE staying low, not trying to get too much attention until the court case is over. But then there was more theories that came around online, and there was a Reddit post sharing in a very concerning video of 6IX9INE. Now, just around the same time where this was all going down, a viral video started floating around the internet. In this video, this is allegedly OTF members, otherwise known as Lil Durk's team, running up on 6IX9INE while he was in New York. Now, things didn't get too crazy as they were in the streets of New York, which is filled with law enforcement, but still, it makes you wonder, was this some sort of retaliation against 6IX9INE for what he said about King Von? Here's the clip that I'm talking about. Now, after watching that video, what do you guys really think happened here? Do you guys think that this is some sort of team members from OTF trying to deal with 6IX9INE for things that he said about King Von in his passing? Or do you guys just think that this is some regular street stuff that happened in New York? My personal opinion, due to the time frame of it all happening, I actually strongly believe that this can be some people from Chicago defending King Von. It's probably because we haven't seen 6IX9INE say anything about it for almost a year. Anyways, let me know what you think down below in the comments. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace. And if you're new to the channel, let me know down below in the comments what videos on rappers that you want to see. We tend to stick to rappers such as Pooh Shiesty, YNW Melly, Lil Durk, and 6IX9INE, but I want to start branching into more rappers and making more videos. So let me know down below in the comments. I'll be sure to read them all.